Hello everybody, nice to have you here. Today I'm in a bit non-standard location, let's say so. That's just because I will be off for next 3 months and I really wanted to record the last video directly after experience I had yesterday with Adobe Builder module review. So let's don't waste the time, and as you remember in the previous video I sent the Builder feed generator module we developed to review, and yesterday I got a review results. Surprise, surprise, it's failed, which is okay. Didn't expect it will pass from the first time. But I just want to share why it's failed and just show you some tips and tricks how you can do your reviews easier and your publishing process better. So after I submitted for the review the application, I got back the PDF like this, and that's honestly a very cool review from a Builder team. Honestly, to compare to Adobe Commerce Marketplace or Magento Marketplace, it's like fresh air for me. I mean, they're checking the modules, they're checking the quality, making code analysis, and that's really nice. That was I really missed on Magento Marketplace, because honestly there were not so many checks and modules just being accepted. So then let's do the following. Let's go through the review and I'll show you how it's applied to the module. So the first part is like the most minor one. It's usually the documentation part. So they check like a typos. They also went through the installation process I described. Even could be possible to find that, let's say, the steps of my installation documentation are in the wrong positions and so on. Oh, that's really nice. All those changes, you just need to go to your README file or install file and address them. I mean, they're nothing you will spend a lot of time on. Then, yes, still documentation, so some part of documentation been missing. So means if you see those screenshots, mean the Adobe team installed the module and went through the whole testing. Thanks for that. Then we started with a bit already technical error, so I had an installation error here. Installation error in this case causing the IO app deploy like dependency problem. That was not the case for me. I was really surprised it's happened, so I skipped this one for the short period of time to come back to it later. So one of the comments I learned for myself, as I'm really not the front-end developer, is npx npm check, which is validating your package.json and validating the modules you have there. So after I ran it against extension, I submitted, I saw that we have a lot of module versions already old and they need to be updated. Like as you can see, it's like 2 versions between and so on. That's caused because we developed the module 1.5 years ago, and yes, definitely it works fine on those versions, but not on actual ones. Then another point, it's telling which modules are not used at all. They're part of the package.json, but they never been used, and like that's an examples of them. It's validating the require and imports and marking if they never been called. One point on this, it's also highlighted, let's say, the Spectrum CSS as not used, but they actually are. At least in the code I submitted, there was a HTML file which used them as part of HTML because there were CSS injection just directly from those packages. So this checker is ignored it. Means I would rather not just blindly remove them, but still validate by your code if they're really not used. And the third one, quite important point, is there are packages which used but not part of your package.json. So the package can be installed as dependency of some another node package, and that's why code works correctly. But you need to declare it within your package.json if you're using it yourself, because if, let's say, on one of the versions update, this dependency will be removed, package will be removed, and your code will not work anymore. So be careful with this one. And from me, we're required just to add 3 more modules to the package.json. And what I did, I ran the update of the npm packages, which been mentioned. And you can guess what's happened. Everything stopped working. There were several reasons for that. For sure, it's like really huge gap between the versions. I mean, you can see like this, for example. But okay, that's a code mirror library we're using for XML autocompletion in text areas. But yeah, for example, like events, okay, which never used, bad example, but libs files that switched to 2 versions, and lib state that we had like a first version there because we started to work with it when a builder just appeared, and now it's version 5. And that's caused me a lot of troubles, honestly. And the troubles came from the updates. Just maybe you will be curious to you. So there is like an older version, 3.02, which has the put method, like to save data in a key value storage. And you see the value type here is any. And that's why we saved, when we made a put, we just defined in the string and the object, not the string itself. And it saved correctly and received it correctly. But in the latest version, on the latest version, it's become string. Means all implementations I built against this one just didn't work anymore. I had to align them to change the types to correct type, means also align them to receiving the data from key value storage. So spend a bunch of time to doing it. But in the end, it's been resolved. What else? Yeah, then there was again some that's not an errors, that's more like some mentioning, let's say, of the packages which does not part of the blueprints anymore, by the reason they're just quite old. That was interesting, by the way. So we have defined, again, as we created a long time ago, the node requirements as starting even from 14 version. Now I guess I have 23. And then when I found, after I tried to fix all these errors, that here also I had, for every action I'm deploying within a builder application, I had before version 16, which is quite an old one, honestly. So the every action have a own runtime which define the version of node which been used there. So I had to update it to 20 as minimum, which resolves a lot of issues then with the code itself after updating the packages. Then let's go next. There was some bunch of files which you don't need, so make static code analysis or cleaning up the data, because they're like temporary files I had some deploy YAML files, had some deprecated files which I kept there because there was still part of installations when they've been used, but it shall not be on your final version if you basically try to provide it for new customers. What else interesting we have? Yeah, they even made a code analysis related to the command blocks which are there but never used, so that's some cleanup part. And yeah, about dependencies, and I told her already. One quite valid point, please, in the future, before you submit in the module, I forgot to do it. So I made it for the HubSpot integration we built, but I forgot to do it for this module, is to run ESLinter. And as example, you can run npx ESLint for the actions folder. That's only folder we using within our repo. And it's, and then you can resolve a lot of errors here within your code. In most cases for us, it was not used assignments. So we loaded to require some libraries, which then never been used afterwards. It's not a big problem to fix it. I mean, honestly, you can do it quite fast, but still for you to know that run it before submission. And if you're talking about the starter kit integration, there is a command for that. Yes, it's called code check. So if you'll do npm code check, it will do it automatically for all starter kit integrations. So Guy is already far ahead of me. And that was it. I mean, I spent honestly a lot of time trying to fix it, because for me it was huge update of the packages, in which caused that's a lot of methods not working anymore as expected, so I need to align them. Thanks God I didn't have so many files in the project, but just to give you an understanding, That's how my commit looks after I addressed all review topics. So it's quite a lot. I mean, yes, documentation is more or less clear. The cleaning up of the ESLint errors, so just removing the not used elements or not used variables. That's all, quite a lot. Changing the way of the state get works, so that it's receiving now the string and not an object, so I need to parse it additionally. Yeah, that's by the way a good point. Before, when you're defining the put, you can define the lifetime of your key within key value storage, and it was -1. -1 means unlimited. Now it's limited to 1 year, and for that, if you want to do it maximum, it has to be stately max TTL variable, so you don't need to worry about it. Or you can define as many seconds as you want to within this variable. But that's also something I had to change. And yeah, it's mostly those changes, and cleanup of the code means nothing much interesting. Yeah, and changing node version and adding documentation, which is quite essential part. Yeah, and that's the most valuable comment. I'm joking. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I will not record any new videos within next days, a lot of days. But let's see. I'm just making the small break, and we will see each other when I'm back with a lot of new ideas and some nice stuff. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Please keep watching, and I wish you a nice rest of the day, and see you on the next videos.